what a hassle it is when you have to have everything tested before you can move it or do anything. They were very low in quite a few minerals and trace elements, and low in iodine as well. Hi guys, thanks for tuning in again to Richard on the Old John Deere. Hope you're all well. Thanks for all the subscriptions and all the thumbs up. What have we got in this week's video, I hear you cry?
Now then, Richard, what's happening this week on Richard on the Old John Deere?
Had a few problems with the old John Deere here. I was fencing and it cut out on me, and I've had to have Richard from Mike Parks round to see if he can sort it out for me. So we'll see a little bit of that on the footage. Yeah, and well, I had a couple of questions coming in the comments last week, which I'll do my best to explain what happens or why we do things. So sit back and enjoy this week's Richard on the Old John Deere. Thank you. Well, I was just doing a little bit of fencing there, putting a few new posts in, and I've hit a little bit of a snag. My tractor's conked out and just, it's not gonna, it sounds like a fuel problem because it stuttered and didn't start. So I've got myself a new fuel filter here, so I'm gonna see if I can change the fuel filter and see if that solves the problem. So this is my fuel filter here. Come on. There we go. Oh. Are you filming this?
Yes.
So this one just had a little drain there, so I've taken that off, and then we can screw the drain cup on so that we can see if there's water in the fuel. It'll collect in there.
There we go. Yeah, it's left. There you go. It's went off, so that's alright, isn't it?
Hopefully we've got that in there now, so we'll see if we can start her up and see what happens. I'm giving up. I can't get it to go. I can't get any fuel coming through there at all. It's not coming to the filter. So I've phoned Mike Park, our local agricultural engineer there, and Richard's coming out. He's going to have a look and see if he can get it going for me. So hopefully he can get it sorted when he gets here. Look at that, first time. Richard came round last night. He's the mechanic from Mike Parks, and had a look at my tractor. I'd put the new filter on and it wouldn't go. There was no fuel getting through at all. So I phoned them up to come and have a look, he found the problem. It's got a little electric lift pump just down here which lifts fuel up into the filter, and it's electric and it wasn't going. So he checked it, checked the circuits, and there wasn't power getting to it. When he connected the pump up direct to a power supply, it was running, so it was okay. It was something in the electrics. So he checked back and he got back to the fuse box there, and the fuse was okay. But when he came to the relay, the relay had a loose connection in it. So he's tightened them up, and so far it's running sweet as a nut. So we'll see. We'll just, hopefully he's got it fixed and it'll be fine. So thank you, Richard. I had a comment last week from Jan T about TB tests and the fact that we hadn't had a test since May 2020. Well, we're at the moment, because we're clear, we're in a 4-yearly testing zone, so we only get tested once every 4 years. Up until May 2020, we were in a 3-kilometre zone, so we were within 3 kilometres of a confirmed TB outbreak. So then we had an annual test, and any animals that we wanted to move or sell, anything we wanted to take to the auction, had to have a test within 60 days before we moved them. So that was at our expense, that test. We did get an annual one, a government test annually, but then if we needed to move any animals at other times, they had to be tested within 60 days of that movement. So, but now we're back in a 4-yearly zone, so we get a test once every 4 years. And if there aren't any breakdowns locally or anything, we don't need to pre-movement test. We can just take our cattle to the auction without pre-movement testing, which is excellent. What a hassle it is when you have to have everything tested before you can move it or do anything. So, but it's much better if we can just let them go there. That's great. And Henry Mckay, however you pronounce your name, I'm not sure, but Henry anyway, left a comment asking why we put iodine on the cattle's back. Well, 2 or 3 years ago, we were losing a lot of calves. We couldn't find a specific reason. They were all slightly different. And calves were slow to get on their feet and to suckle, and they were weak, and we would lose, well, we had a few stillbirths and a few that would live a few days or whatever, but nothing really specific that we could put our fingers on. So Brian from Capentry Vets came along and he said, well, we'll take some blood samples off the cows to see if they're lacking anything. And they were very low in quite a few minerals and trace elements, and low in iodine as well. So when cattle are low in iodine, that causes weak calves and calves that are slow to get on. And it also affects the thyroid gland. So that's one of the signs that you're low in iodine. If your calves are born with a lump in the throat where the thyroid is, and lack of iodine, the thyroid doesn't work properly. So, and also without iodine, they can't utilize the minerals and vitamins that they've got as well, as I understand it. if anybody can explain it better than that, please do, because I'm not an expert and my explanations aren't always the best, but that's how I understand it anyway. So we do bolus the cattle. This year I bolused them 3 months before they were due to start calving. But the vet said, although the boluses have all the minerals and trace elements that you need, and iodine, you can give them extra iodine by running it along the backs, and that will soak into the skin. We use a 5% iodine solution, and we just run a bit along the cows, more along the flanks than on the back, so it runs down onto the skin there, and hopefully that will solve some of our problems. So we'll see how we get on this autumn with our calving. We don't have too many to calve this year, but hopefully everything will go well and they'll all be fine. Well, that's about it for another week. Hope you found this week's video interesting, and if you have, don't forget to give it a thumbs up and hit the subscribe button if you want to see some more. Until next week, this is Richard on the old John Deere saying bye for now. Bye you all, bye, bye.